Rotolight has just upgraded its popular NEO and AEOS LED lights, and they're a significant upgrade from the previous models. So I'm here with Rod from Rotolight to talk us through the new features and take a first look at these lights.
Thanks, Nigel, and thanks for giving us the opportunity to show you these exciting new technologies. So, as you said, we've just announced today the NEO 3, which we have over here, which is the world's brightest ever on-camera light. Specifically 4,500 lux at 1 meter. It's 3 stops more powerful in flash mode than the previous generation lights. We also have the AEOS 2, which is one of the thinnest, lightest 1x1 star panels ever launched. These brand new lights are RGBWW, which means that not only can they do white light, so you can change the Kelvin anywhere from 3,000 to 10,000 Kelvin electronically, but they also do 16.7 million colours, 2,500 digital filters, all built right in.
I noticed firstly the LEDs are fewer but bigger. Could you talk us through that, how that works?
Yeah, that's right. So with the latest products, we've gone to the absolute state-of-the-art LED technology. So we're actually using the same chip from our £3,000 Titan cinematic lights that have been used on feature films and TV shows all over the world. The same identical chip is found in this. And we've designed, as you can see here, a brand new collimating lens optic to focus the light down, which is what's giving us an incredible amount of power. But as we've seen today, also retaining that signature soft light that Rotolight's known for, and that beautiful round catch light, so the portraits really pop.
So I gather you've got lenses on each of the LEDs, where previously you didn't.
That's right, so lenses on the LEDs. We're also running a lot more power through them, and they're now RGBWW, so you get 2 white chips, which allows us to get a better colour rendering and skin tone. And the RGB mix allows us to do lots of interesting creative things for things like hair light effects or gels, rim lights, backlights, so endless creative options with these new lights.
Okay, so right, can I take a closer look at the light, and let's have a look at this this touch panel that you now have. How does this work? So you've got 6 different zones here.
That's right, so top left you've got colour temperature, so if you just touch, the button's fully touch responsive. As you'll notice here, there's no lag at all, so if you drag your finger across the middle slider, that's going to give you power control.
Okay, let's point it over there.
You can see, very intuitive, very fast. If you touch the right-hand part of the bottom, you've got a live display of your Kelvin. It's telling you that that light is currently set to 5,600 Kelvin. You're able to drag your finger instantly between those settings. So, as you can see there, it's very fast and saves you a lot of time. What we really wanted to do with these products was design something where you don't need to read the manual. Now, once you've found a setting that you like, on the top of the screen, you can just touch and hold, and that will give you the option to save something to a preset to later recall that, which is very helpful. The home menu button, if you press that in the middle at the bottom there, you've got then other pages. So HSI gives you a color wheel. So if you go into that menu, you can slide your finger across the middle bar and adjust the hue on the light. Now, what's also really nice is if you're trying to match lights, maybe you had 2 or 3 lights that you wanted them the same shade of blue, then, for example, you could set it to hue 77 degrees and they'd both be exactly the same shade of green. You also can tap the hue button to adjust the saturation of that colour. So if you wanted that shade but just a little bit less green, which is really, really nice. So again, if you went back to the traditional method, Nigel, you'd have to get a filter. Once you've got that shade, that's it. If you want more or less of it, you can't do it. So the beauty with this is it's very quick. The filters don't get damaged, they don't get burned, you don't lose them, and you don't have to buy them. They're all built right in.
Okay.
You then got gel mode. So in the gel mode, we've sampled 2,500 of the most popular industry filters from people like Lee. And you could, for example, in this mode, select any of the primary colors that you like. So you could pick a red. Now you could then cycle with this knob here through various shades of red.
Okay.
And if you click on the filter name, it will give you a display on the screen of what that filter does and what it's recommended for. But again, just gives you a very quick way of finding a lot of different filters. Now, where these colors may come in useful is things like backlighting. So, for example, having a beautiful blue backlight to blow out behind a model whilst you have a white key light in the face. Let's say you're shooting at sunset or you've got some window light and you wanted a warm orange light coming through to mimic the sun a little bit. Adding some of these on just gives you more creative options.
Excellent, okay. So we've got the gels.
You've also got the flash menu. So in the flash menu, you're able to adjust the duration from anything from 1/50th to 1/8000th of a second. The lights have a built-in Elinchrom Skyport flash receiver, so if anyone has one of those out there, it will natively talk to this. What's also nice to mention is that there is a 3.5mm flash sync socket. So if somebody owned other transmitters or receivers, for example, like a Godox X1, you could just take a PC sync to 3.5mm cable, plug the receiver in, and this will communicate high-speed sync to any of your existing transmitters, receivers as well. Okay. But in this menu, you can select from frequency, groups, you can select flash power, one-to-one, etc. Color temperature of the flash, and then you also have the control of modeling light. And this is perhaps worth mentioning, is that in a lot of strobes nowadays, you may have a modeling light built in. Very commonly, the modeling light is not the same element that is flashing. So in this light, the modeling light is the same element. So the color temperature is identical. The shadows and property of the light will be identical. You just have more power. Right. So that allows you to focus and really preview what you're going to get in camera before you take the shot, which can also be very helpful.
Fantastic. Okay. So going back to the home. See, it's really easy to intuitive, isn't it?
It is. Very easy to do. So
the SFX menu.
SFX, this is for our filmmakers or videographers out there. There are some built-in special effects, things like police effects or lightning, fire, so that if you were doing a sequence and you wanted some interesting creative options, they're right in there and a touch of one button. So very straightforward. The final menu that we have in the product is the system settings page. So in here you can do a number of things. So this is where you go to connect your app. So talking about that, actually, we have a brand new inbuilt Bluetooth and Wi-Fi chip inside these products. And we have a native iOS and Android app that's coming out for when these products ship, which is March 2022. You can control up to 20 lights in up to 4 different groups. Okay. Full control of Kelvin, colors, filters, flash control. Really, really fantastic, and again, saves a lot of time. Now, it's worth mentioning, Nigel, if anyone already owns a Rotolight, a NEO 2 or an AEOS 1 perhaps, those lights didn't have Bluetooth Wi-Fi, but we've got a really cool feature in here, which is that the new lights will act as a wireless bridge. So they will talk Bluetooth Wi-Fi to your phone, and they will then reinterpret that data and send it over the flash chip to all of the other Rotolight products. So suddenly, if you have one of these new Rotolight AEOS 2 or NEO 3s, you will now see your NEO 2, your AEOS 1 pop up on the app and be individually controllable. So that's a really nice feature.
It's retrospectively giving them the app features without them having the Bluetooth or Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really nice. We wanted to look after our existing customers and say thanks for their support. So that was a really nice feature that we could do.
It's excellent, yeah.
So very simple to control, and it's the only product in the market with a touchscreen full color interface. So it does save a lot of time.
So Rod, could you talk us through the specific benefits of this type of LED light technology compared to the other types of lighting that are available?
Absolutely. One of the really unique features of both of these products, the AEOS 2 and the NEO 3, is that they're both a very powerful continuous light. Specifically, they're 140% more powerful than the previous generation if you have used them. But they are also a high-speed sync RGB flash. That's the first time in the world that's been done. Now, you may ask, why would you want to flash these lights? In flash mode, they're twice the power in continuous. So if I took the NEO 3, for example, it's 4,500 lux at 1 meter. That's roughly 300% brighter than the next nearest competitor in the market. And we can then flash that light at 10,000 lux for brief periods of time. Now, if you're going to buy a new Sony A1 that can do 15, 20 frames a second of flash and mechanical shutter, these are only one of the only lights in the world that will keep up. There is genuinely no recycle time because there's no capacitors inside these lights, so all of the power is instantly available. And unlike, for example, a traditional speed light, where the color temperature is fixed, let's say I'm shooting at sunset, I don't want a cool white daylight balanced strobe. What I want is a tungsten strobe. Now, I could use a filter. That's going to cut 35 or 40% of my output immediately. I'm going to have traditionally 300 full power one-to-one flashes on a single battery. With these, I get 85,000 on a single battery pack. So what you have with these lights is a true hybrid, a continuous and high-speed sync flash with industry-leading power, all of the RGB color options, so you can add filters and gels for creativity, and the best of both worlds. And I guess, Nigel, with the trend of mirrorless cameras nowadays, noise sensitivity is continually improved. If you're going to have a mirrorless camera that can shoot what you see, LED lights and specifically continuous lights like this are the way to get the most out of those cameras.
And of course, if you shoot video, of course, the continuous, this means that if you shoot video and stills, you've got the lights that can do the continuous for video as well as flash.
That's exactly right, and we have a lot of customers who, their clients may ask them to, or even at weddings, people say, I'd love to get a video as well, and of course it's an opportunity to get a little bit more income. So if you can have one light that does both, you get more consistency in the shots. Even just having continuous lights at the end of the day to pack up, to do makeup with the bride, for those kind of shots, they're very, very useful to have.
Okay. And you mentioned it's 140% brighter than the previous model. Is that continuous or with flash?
So it's 140% brighter in continuous mode, but incredibly it's 3 stops more powerful in flash. So there is really a huge, significant upgrade in flash mode. I've been shooting with these the last few weeks, and with the AEOS, shooting ISO 100, 25%, 30% power with the light 6 or 7 feet from the model. They're really very powerful lights. We've also shown a video recently where we were able to overpower the sun with AEOS 2 outside. So that for an LED light is really the first time that's been done, and that's in continuous mode. I could then flash it twice as bright as that. So these genuinely now feel like the technology's got to a very exciting point where the combination of mirrorless cameras with powerful British-made high-quality LED lights is an exciting time for photographers.
Great, okay. Okay, so that's great. So let's just move on to the battery. Tell me about the battery. Is it the same as the previous one?
That's right. So it uses exactly the same V-mount plate, and so you can use your original AEOS 1 batteries on the AEOS 2. You can get 85,000 one-to-one flashes on a single battery pack.
85,000?
85,000, which is incredible, and that's the benefits of LED technology. In terms of continuous mode, the light draws 120 watts per hour. So depending on the capacity of the battery you've used, anywhere between 1 hour to 3 hours usage. One of the really nice things though, with the Neo 3, talking about batteries, is that it now uses a new NPF battery mount, which is very standard. And what's really nice is we have this new dual Neo 3 battery, which takes 2 NPF batteries to V-mount, which means that you could have just one battery ecosystem for all of your Rotolights. This adapter plate also has a DTAP output socket on it, so you can get a DTAP to 2.5mm cable and use this to run your old Neo 2s, your Neo 1s, and again have something that's very universal between all of your Rotolights.
Okay, that's great. So let's now move on to look at the Neo 3 then.
Yeah, great. So let's bring the Neo 3 over.
So far all the features we've been talking about apply equally to the AEOS 2 and to the Neo 3. And the Neo 3 additionally compared to the previous model also, as you said, has the lithium-ion battery, which the previous model, I mean, it was one of the things about the original, or the Neo 2, the previous model, is the AA batteries, and I think this is a big step forward. So what's the story on this one? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. We listened to all the customer feedback from people of what they'd like to see in this product, and the battery was a big feature, and power was the other big request. So we definitely delivered. This is 140% more powerful than the previous model in continuous mode, 3 stops brighter in flash. So specifically, Neo 2 did 2,000 lux at 1 meter. This is doing 4,500. But with that extra flash power, that's where you notice the real significant difference with this. All of the same great features we've just talked about, things like the touchscreen, it's the identical same 2-inch touchscreen in this product. It has all of the same 60 million colors, the 2,500 gels, the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi chips, so that if people are planning on having perhaps an AEOS 2 and Neo 3 in a mixed light setup, that would work really well. This would also integrate well, very commonly you'd be doing 2 or 3 light setups for portraiture. So if people do already own a Neo 2, adding a Neo 3 as your key light and using your Neo 2s that you already have as hair lights or fill lights would work really well as an existing setup.
So what's the battery life with the lithium ion on the Neo 3?
So you can expect around 1.5 to 2 hours use in continuous mode, and again 85,000 single one-to-one flashes on battery and flash, which is incredible. These batteries are USB-C rechargeable. We also have a single and dual fast chargers depending on which kit you have. So the Neo is available in a single kit. We have the Ultimate Bundle, which comes with a magnetic diffuser dome, which is a very, very fast way of diffusing this product. And we also have a 3-light kit with stands, hard case that comes with a dual case. All of those options come included with the battery as standard now. So we really listen to people, and that's something they wanted to see.
Okay, so you can get a 3-light kit with this, but you can also do kits where you can mix the AEOS and Neo as well.
That's exactly right. So we've actually announced a brand new campaign on Kickstarter for this. So you go to rotolight.com/Kickstarter, and we're offering up to 25% savings for people now before November the 16th to, as an early bird special, to be the first in the world to own these lights. And we have single light Neos, 3-light kits, dual AEOS or single AEOS, but probably the most popular kits are our mix and match. So we have a silver, gold and platinum bundle. The silver is 1 AEOS, 2 NEOs. The gold is 2 AEOS, 1 NEO. And the platinum is a NEO 3 light kit and an AEOS 2 light kit. I have to say the gold's been our most popular one. That's a fully fledged batteries, 2 AEOSes, stands, bags, the NEO Ultimate bundle with diffusers. A really fantastic option for portraiture.
So Rod, tell us about the new modifiers that you have available.
Yeah, so the NEO 3 has got a fantastic new quick release magnetic diffusion dome that literally locks right onto the front of the product. Very effective at softening shadows and creating a lovely wrap. Similarly for the AEOS, we also have a quick release diffuser for this. On the AEOS, it's one screw on the top, under 10 seconds to mount it to the product, and again, provides a very effective diffusion for portraits. We have down here, Nigel, a very exciting new modifier which allows you to use a Bowen's S-mount modifier to mount either the new NEO 3 or the AEOS 2, and in fact we've got a NEO 2 mounted here, so you can use this with previous generation Rotolights, which is great if people have existing Bowen's S-mount modifiers they now want to use with their Rotolights. So we call this the Rotolight Universal Speed Ring Adapter, and very effective and fast for people to use. We also on the AEOS have a fantastic new technology we've called the Smart Soft Box, which is the world's first intelligent softbox. So if you're familiar with our Titan cinematic lights, we pioneered the world's first electronic diffusion, which allowed you to electronically adjust diffusion, focus and spread of the light everywhere from 50 degrees to 140, and it goes from a completely clear to opaque state. Very, very effective. What we've done with the AEOS is we've made a modifier that mounts right on the front of the light, and it has built-in electronics and takes that same Titan technology, so it's a liquid crystal PDLC film that has electric charge going through it that allows you to scatter the light and effectively create a harder and softer light all in one. And what's great about that is there's no additional power cables needed. You simply take a 2-inch cable from the bottom of the modifier into a new diffusion port on the AEOS 2, and the AEOS provides power to the modifier, and as soon as you plug it in, you get a new pop-up control on your touchscreen interface that allows you to drag your finger across to control levels of diffusion, and you can also control that from our brand new app.
That's fantastic. That's
So
really good.
really, really exciting new technology.
So what applications do you see people using these lights for, the NEOs and the AEOS lights?
Both of them certainly for portraiture. They have a beautiful round signature catch light, very soft light, even unmodified. And being able to have things now like the RGB effects for rim lights, hair lights, gives you lots of creative options. With the NEO 3 specifically, this is also going to be very popular for events, weddings in particular, when you're following the bride and the couple around the venue, even for things like makeup applications. With the AEOS, this would be great both in studio and on location when you want a much more powerful light. And the way to think of the two really is they have the same technology and same LEDs. AEOS is just double the power. So it's the big brother when you really want a beautiful, soft, larger aperture, so it's going to be slightly softer light. The AEOS is fantastic. They also work well together. So if you wanted AEOS as a powerful key light and NEO as a fill or rim, that'd be a fantastic combination. But I think NEO 3 is going to be the light that most people will end up just carrying in their bag when you need light quickly. And the AEOS is a fantastic option when you want more power.
That's great. I have to say, I already use the AEOS, original AEOS lights and the NEO 2 lights. In fact, we're lighting this video now with my original AEOS lights. So, and they're great lights, but one of the things is, as you know, all people, existing users, are thinking it'd be great if we have more power. So I think it's fantastic to see that not just more power, but significantly more power that you managed to find with these lights is really quite exciting.
It is, and I think with the upgrading technology as well, the combination of power, which is critical, with touch screen to make it easier, with new battery options on NEO, we just tried to make it more powerful, easier to use, and more creative options, and I think people are going to really be excited about these lights.
Great. I mean, yeah, the battery on the NEO is a really big thing as well, and also the ability to have no more filters. I mean, don't bother. I mean, when you think about the price of these lights, if you factor in, you don't have to go out and buy loads of gels or any of those sorts of things to go on it, because it's all built in.
Yeah, and also, you know, with the new quick mount diffusers for AEOS and NEO as well, for a lot of people that will save the need to put additional softboxes on the front, because it's really doing the job of a softbox very effectively and very quickly and affordably. And
also with the Bowen's adapter as well, then a lot of people already have some of this stuff.
Exactly, that's exactly right.
That's great. So the Kickstarter, where can people find the Kickstarter if they want to invest in this?
So people head over now to rotolight.com/Kickstarter. We're offering up to 25% off both the NEO 3 and the AEOS 2, both the single lights, dual and 3 light kits, and combination bundles between the two. So it's really a fantastic opportunity if you want to be the first in the world to own these and get a discount over the retail price. So head over to rotolight.com/Kickstarter now, and of course watch the full video at Amateur Photographer's website.
So how is the Kickstarter going?
We've been really delighted with the response. We did over £100,000 in the first day and £250,000 in the first week. So people seem to be really excited about these lights, and we're excited to let more people know about them and the ways this could improve and help your photography. So to save up to 25% on the brand new Neo 3 and AEOS 2, if people head over now to rotolight.com/Kickstarter and pre-order by November the 16th, it's a fantastic opportunity to be the first in the world to own these great new products.
Fantastic. And where will they be shipping?
They're shipping in March 22.
Fantastic. And we look forward to seeing review samples ourselves so we can put it through our paces, and there'll be a more in-depth video looking at these lights in action as soon as we get them.
Fantastic. Thanks, Nigel, for the opportunity.
No problem. Thank you very much.